Let's talk about melamine and HPLs and TFLs and Ls, laminated materials. How durable are these really going to be? How long are they going to last? Well, I came into the industry, almost 31 years ago when laminate countertops were the big thing, right? A thin material, resin, and a color-coded surface with protective coating, all smashed really, really tight, right? Compressed to use for high durability surfaces, and then put over the top of something else like a particle board or MDF to create a viable surface in all kinds of applications. Countertop materials, backsplashes, paneling for commercial spaces and so forth. Do I believe that this material is better than what we've experienced in the past? Yes, I believe that the glues and the heat resistance and the thickness and the warp resistance has improved. Do I think that we're going to have issues with some of these seams peeling at some point? Well, unfortunately, I'm going to say, yeah, I do believe. Eventually, with time, I think that all of these fail. So the downside is when you're laminating a surface, something on top of something else, the heat, the substrate, and the surface material is going to respond differently. You might remember when solid surface, so one manufacturer was Corian. I'm not paid by these manufacturers, but they would put a thin layer of that solid surface on top of a substrate like particle board or MDF. What was the problem? Well, heat and humidity caused those materials to respond differently, and they started having problems with warpage or separation of the materials. And so then suddenly that thin 1/8 of an inch veneer, they called it solid surface veneer, was now subject to damage a lot more than it was when it's a 1/2 inch material deck. Do I believe that this has longevity for the time that most customers are going to use it for 25 or 30 years? Well, I don't think that we've had this material at its current manufacturing quality long enough to determine that. Great material, great for consistency, great for color. You're not going to have a lot of fading and coloration changes. So what are the advantages? Water resistance, stain resistance, consistency in color and pattern. But outside of that, it's still a full material. And to be honest with you, in the right spaces, most people want to have something really authentic. So you decide what's best for you in your project.